Here we go. Hey. Oh, right, so tonight we've got a few bits to do. First of all, I'm going to wait till a few more people come on. Hey, Summer, you alright, my darling? I've been laid up in bed for the last 3 days. So, yeah, struggling with my back. Hey, Lou. You alright, my darling? So I need to show you this. This turned up this morning off my Lady Victoria from Magical Creation Craft. I mean, how awesome is that? I was really, really pleased. It has got glitter in the bottom, but because I've... Hang on, let me see if I can bring the glitter up a little bit. No. I've just filled it, so I should have shook it beforehand. Hey, lovely. You alright? Thank you for joining us again. Oh... Well, I hope he's all right, Lou. So I'll drink this all the way through and then you'll be able to see the glitter in the bottom. But honestly, I think these are about £19 and they're 20-ounce cups. Honestly, they're brilliant. But I wanted to be careful not to get resin on it. Hey, Abina, you all right, lovely? Right, so this is turned up. As I've said before, I'm on a monthly subscription with Amazon. Just makes it a little bit cheaper, and because I transfer my big bottles into the smaller bottles, it drives me mad. I know, they're great in the summer, and so it drives me mad. The bottle's been all grotty and sticky, and so I've thought I'd wait to open this one on here. So inside these you get the obviously part A and part B, epoxy resin. Plus there's a little stirring stick in there and a pair of gloves. And then there's the instruction booklet and a little discount code as well. I have got a discount code for craft resin, and that's Georgie's Gorgeous Gifts. What we're making today though, right, so I've got a few little bits. We'll see how far we get. So first of all, I want to try and do this mushroom pot again, but this time with orange paste and black glitters, maybe added a little bit of silver, the bottom and the top to that. Then I'm going to be using these, so Mylar flakes. I haven't used these in ages, so I thought, right, I'll get the different Mylar flakes out, because I've just had these new ones, these and these, from Resin Detra Supplies, so I thought, right, I'll get them out. I've also got the white, and there should be some green ones here somewhere. Right, there's some green ones here as well. And so I'm going to be doing the pot with them and the little candle holder matching. Does she, Walter? Well, do you know what? You'll be surprised at how many times that people ask me if I'm gay because of my haircut. So yeah, once in fact today. I've got some stuff on the curing machine, the little coasters that I was doing the other day. So I managed to pop some light in these ones. These ones I finished off. Did the white on the teeth a couple of days ago. So I've added the red on the top, but I didn't realise until I turned them on that these ones are flashing. So hang on, just a warning that these will flash a sec. But they light the teeth up. I don't know whether you can see it because of the... hang on, let me see if I can turn the ring light off. Oh! I didn't know whether I'd be on tonight again because... there you go. That makes it worse. But yeah, it lights up, but it lights the teeth up as well. But they are coloured lights, and I thought they were just clear. But that's ready to demould now, so we'll see what this looks like. This is a coaster holder. but I didn't know whether to do the bottom maybe in black, but my daughter was like, no, leave it red, Mum. So we've gone for the white and the red. Right, it's just the points on the teeth because it's dropping the teeth. Oh, there you go. How cool is that? So I could even glue the little clicker into there. But how funky is that? Let me switch the lights off so you can see it properly. I am loving that. That's so cool. People aren't very smart or kind sometimes. They're not, Walter, you're right there, lovely. And then this is one of, let me pop that there, not to get resin all over it. So this is the one that I did with all the little different pictures. It took me ages to do. And the other two to this are on the curing machine. Oh, look at that. How cool is that for a Halloween coaster? So it was worth the effort popping in all these little different colours first. I know they're cool on the summer. So these ones fit in here like that, or you can fit them in that way when they're all four are in there. But I just think that's so cute for Halloween. Right, pop that away. You could even pop acrylic paint onto these after, but because they are sort of embossed, it was not easy, but it took my time. But as long as you take your time to do it, you can manage to get it into the little grooves properly. So I really do love that. I think I'm going to go without the lights next time, with the white teeth and maybe the like a slight bit of red and then black on the bottom. Trim the side off. Use my trimmed sign in her hair. Oh, you keep freezing. Hang on. Let me turn that one off. Right, that's just my data. Is that better? Oh, there's the green ones. Right, it's alright for you, Lou, yeah? Right, okay, lovely, thank you. Right, so I've also got this as well. So I'm umming and ahhing whether to try this out tonight. What do you reckon? So these are the Geodo resin inclusion. So they are like a bio resin. So I managed to get these a little bit cheaper on sale. So I thought maybe I could give them a go for making, I don't know, maybe one of the coasters. Alright, I'm waiting for my teamy order to come because there's loads of sort of pumpkin moulds and like little pumpkin houses that I've bought. So I want to try and put lights in that. So for this one, we're going to be using the orange paste from Resin Detra, well, it's tangerine. And then add in some black glitter, maybe with a little bit of silver with the clear. So we'll start off with that first. Right, so get my gloves on and mix some resin up. So yeah, I've like I say, I've spent the last few days in bed with my back, and it was driving me insane. So I was sat there yesterday saying to the girls, can you pass me my light? Can you pass me the UV resin? Trying to put these lights inside this mouth just to get something done. So yeah, I'm not one for just being able to lie there. Hey Amanda, how are you, my darling? The nails that I put on the other day have managed to stay on. Not one has come off yet. The only problem is that they keep coming through my gloves. Mine's full of resin. Summer, I've said I've got to get a new one. Good, glad to hear it. Right. So by the time I'm finished, the rest of the stuff in the curing machine should be dry. So I did a little teddy bear, the rest of the coasters to this coaster holder. But I think, as some of you might know, is that I've been asked to do a feature in Resin Arts and Craft magazine. So I'm thinking of doing this coaster set, as well as my sort of witchy bears, and then letting them pick which one they want. It's probably a little late to be going Halloween mad, but I do like Halloween, and there's always next year. Hey Kirst, you alright, lovely? Wasn't expecting you tonight. Right, there we go, gloves on finally. Right, I love it when I open a new bottle. I'm like, yeah, they're all nice and clean. You can see the rest of these ones are like all sticky and tacky and got marks all over them. My sticks. So today I've been cleaning all my sticks. I have been taking it a bit easy, but I have poured a load. So we've got a load drying here. I've been working with some alcoholic inks, trying to get some sort of depth in some of my jewellery. Hey Blue Moon, you alright my darling? Not seen you for a while. Right, so where's my book? I have got these written down somewhere. Let me try and clean them up a little bit. So tomorrow my mission is to clean all my moulds. But there's a lot of them, trust me. I have, yeah. So I've got my shelves behind me and then I've got two more big ones, sort of a little bit bigger than these. So they are my full top to bottom. So I haven't got that much more space, but I've got lots more room to work. So my desk by the side of me is usually clear when I haven't had a day making. Open these wipes up. I did buy some silicone gloves the other week. These are the silicone gloves. Now I didn't even know silicone gloves existed until a few weeks ago. The only problem is when you put them on, they're quite big and bulky. Now I've spoken to people who say that they get on with them fine. I even got my kids to put them on just to see whether it was me that was going mad or whether your hands sort of get tired when you're trying to use them. I've had them before, Bob. You were cool. Which ad what before the Barbie movie? Oh, the gloves. Yeah, way advanced. Right, so we're going to pop some mylar flakes into these mushrooms. I have been having a look to see if my glitter ball would fit inside this bit, but it was coming out here, so I thought, right, okay, what if that affects being able to close it? So I thought better of that. So we're going to be adding some pigment paste, and then some glitters to this, and then the mylar flakes with these ones. And I've got some little gem type things here that I want to try and put in the bottom as well. So I've got some pink and gold ones, pink, and then I've got pink to green shift, then a blue to like a green shift. Can't do big. Yeah, see, that's the problem. I just felt like my fingers just couldn't move the way they were supposed to, and they were sort of if you mute. Cheers, Kirst. Yeah, I felt that there was like bubbles on the end of my fingers. They felt a little bit better with my nails on, but still it was very restricting, and I was like, yeah, I don't like that at all. The girls were like, Mum, you're going mad, there's nothing wrong with them. I'm like, there is, you can't move your hands enough. Right. If you're new to resin, trust me, only remove one at a time, because there have been occasions, and more than one, let me tell you, that I've put the wrong lids on and screwed the bottle shut, and you genuinely just can't get into them, so it's a bottle wasted. Right, so I'm going to try and make enough to get all these three done. And then I've got some coffee cup coasters, that I might try this geode bio resin. So I don't know the difference between the two. I think one's a bio resin and just one's a crystal clear. But I'm not even too sure whether you can add pigment to that, so we're going to give that a go anyway. Yeah, exactly that. I was like, no, don't like them. But I bought two pairs because I thought, no, that's got to obviously save a bit of money. But honestly, if you're somebody who likes to feel what they're working with, and you know, especially when you're working with intricate moulds, it was just really, really difficult to manage. And as you'll know, I'm always honest with the stuff that I buy. Right, so I'm going to do 400, so I've done 200 of part A, popping the lid back onto that. Wiping it so they don't get dirty straight away. and then 200 for part B. And the discount code for craft resin for these and the mica powders. They also do a deep pour that you can pour up to 30 centimetres. So that's Georgie's Gorgeous Gifts. That gives you 10% off total basket price. And then some of the pigments and the little gem things that I'll be using tonight have come off Resin Detra. I've also got a code for that, which is Georgie15, but that's off your 15% off your first order. So it's just a few of the places you can get some of the bits that I'm using tonight. You would never want to hesitate. You were my first in line, so why would it be different? Right, I have got an electric mixer. Let me get my sticks. I bit my gloves earlier trying to get this off, trying to pull it out, and all my gloves all ripped. So particularly with my back, I find it a lot easier to use these rather than mixing. Although if I am hand mixing, I use one of these. These are thank you, Walter. That's lovely. Oh, and thank you for the rose, lovely. Yeah, so with the mixer, be careful not to keep taking the end out of the resin, because that's what causes the bubbles. So I generally just use up and down motions, and then sort of move it round just up and down like that in a circle. That way then it mixes right the way through to the bottom. But the less you bring the end out, the less bubbles you end up with. I don't find that these give me any more bubbles than if I'm hand mixing. Thank you for the follow, Gail. Yeah, so I have felt quite redundant the last few days. It's days like that you sort of realise, oh my God, you know, how much you take things for granted, getting up and getting about, and you know, even getting to the toilet. You know, just oh, thank you, that's so sweet. You know, don't get all emotional when people say nice things like that. It does. You know, I don't do this for the gifts. I don't do this for anything else other than I am a people person, and I enjoy showing what I've learned over the years just with other people, you know. Okay, Lou. You know, a friend of mine, her dog passed away, it was 14 yesterday, and I was thinking about how much we sort of treat animals like our family. You know, and how much stress we actually put ourselves through when these animals get poorly. I generally, if I'm not nattering, I will yeah, I know. I start off with a clean table, Lou. It never ends up that way for very long. Yes, so usually with the electric mixer, I'll do 2.5 to 3 minutes, depending on how much I'm mixing. So it's going to need another 30 seconds or so. Alexa, lower. But the noise of this, the Alexa, the curing machine. Right, make sure you get right the way down to the bottom. You'll be surprised at how many messages I get saying that they've poured several moulds from the same sort of mix, and that it's not curing, or some of them are curing and some of them are not, and or the middle's not, and it's generally a mixing issue. I think it was 14. Oh, I had to go into hospital last year. Hey Nikki, you alright my darling? And we had 5 kittens and 2 cats at the time, and they all had to be home because I didn't know how long I was going to be in there, or recovering for that matter. So yeah, I was devastated. I'd left one kitten with my mum, and she rings me after a couple of weeks and says, I've had to get rid of it. I'm like sobbing. I'm like, how can you do that? She actually got the kids to tell me rather than her. Stressing. Is it playing up again, Nikki? Right, there we go. So what we're looking for is so all the streaks are out of that, so it's clear. And then I just take it out and keep spinning it just so the excess resin comes off. Do you know, I was considering getting a Cricut machine, but honestly, the things that I see, I just think, do you know, I don't know whether my patience could deal with my lack of patience, rather, could deal with it. Cutting some new vinyl that I haven't cut before. Oh, sounds exciting though. Right, I do advise cleaning these straight after you've used them because they are plastic. My last live I didn't clean it off straight away, and I'm left now having to get the heat gun on it and try and scrape it all off. Every time I try and clean it, the bits of the wet wipes all get stuck to it, so you really see, now people say that you know, once you get the hang of them that they're great, but if they start playing up and you don't know what you're doing, that yeah, that's when the stress comes into it. And I'm like, where would I even put it? I've had to put the printer in the kids' room as it is. I'm sort of, thank you for the follow. Is it Magix? Say hi, lovely. I have got a wall of fame, which at the minute is on the top shelf here. And it's just an entry into just a prize draw, really, on the 15th of every month. The lovely Fran was the winner this month. So all you've got to do is comment, share, or gift. So it doesn't even have to cost you anything. There we go. Thank you for commenting, lovely. Your name will go down on the board when I jump off. Right, so I'm going to leave that. Alexa, set a timer for 6 minutes.
6 minutes. Starting now.
So I'm going to leave that for 6 minutes just for the bubbles to rise to the surface while I get my cups and stuff ready for this. Right, let me get this out of the way. Right. Hang on. Let me get a piece of tissue so I can show this, just for any of you that are new in. Right. This is one that I've just taken out the mould. So there's the coaster. So all these little bits are embossed, and then here's the coaster holder, and it's actually got lights inside as well. That's why I haven't been doing resin stuff for setting up my airbrushes. So no room. What did you decide? She just let me choose. Yeah, so I'm having a little bit of a think at the minute. I'm trying to look at her posts and stuff to see what I think she'd like. But yeah, she was like, no, whatever. And I'm like, please choose something. She's like, no, I'll leave it up to you. Honestly, Walter, so my original plan was to even get rid of my bed and get a bed settee for downstairs, obviously a decent one, but you were looking at sort of close on just over £1,000 for a decent sofa bed. Obviously with my back I've got to have something that's quite sturdy, but then my cousin ended up for a little bit, so I've had to keep my bed because she's in with me because the kids have got their own rooms, so it's like musical beds here at the minute. So I've literally just sort of pushed my bed over as far as I can, and then I filled every wall as much as I can all the way up. Is that vampire teeth? It is, Walter, yeah. And they have got little lights inside. Hang on, let me see if I can show you. You can't really see the lights that well because there's the coaster. Even when I turn the lights off, there we go. So it does, in fact, when the ring light and stuff isn't on, and when the proper lighting, it does glow the teeth up. So you've got green teeth here, and then you've got blue on the back. But I originally thought that these were just white lights until I because what I do, I've got a video ready to go up. I did the first layer, so the white, and then to stick these lights down, I doubled them up, folded them all the way around, and then I dotted UV resin all the way around and then put the light on it, so it stuck the lights down, so I didn't have to do more than one layer with the red. Do you know, we're ready to move. magic, so I'm hoping that we're going to get some sort of dining room. I was having a look at a shed, but you're looking at like £3,000 for a decent sized shed. You know, one that you can sort of insulate and work in the winter and the summer, because you've obviously got to have heating in there, you've got to have fans in there. So yeah, it was just like, right, so we'll go up. So I ended up buying 5 shelves, you know, the garage storage. I bought 2 of them and just filled them from top to bottom. So I've literally got like 2 shelves just full of glitters. I know it is, isn't it? So this is the one coaster from it. And then the other 3, I did this one. If some of you were with me the other night, I even said at the time, this is going to go wrong, because I knew exactly what I'd done when I'd done it. Me being too patient, I should have put the clear layer down with the eyeballs, then put the glitter on top, but I didn't. I put the clear, then the eyeballs, then the glitter straight on top. And then once I'd done it, I thought, guaranteed. Oh, do you know, Summer? Do you fancy sending him to mine? Yeah, definitely. So this is how this one turned out. So the glitter is fabulous. This is again from Resin Dectra. These are like little like glitter sequin type things. They're sort of little square ones, but you can just about see the eyes. So I've redone this one in exactly the same, but done it properly this time, and sort of just added a little bit of patience with it. Right, cups. So I use these little plastic cups off Temu. I think I get them in like packs of 100, 150. Right, so with these ones we'll do the glitter. So we've got a black glitter with like a gold sparkly bit in it. Then we've got like a chunky holographic black glitter. I don't know whether you can see the odd shine on that. It honestly, it's when these get too sticky, then I just whip them off and I've got a pair underneath. But one of the main problems is my nails keep coming through the gloves. These pink ones were off Temu, so I don't recommend gloves off Temu whatsoever. So if you are going to buy gloves, it's you know, it's Amazon, it's the sort of regular places, because they really are sort of flimsy. So the slightest knock, tear, bang, scratch, you end up with holes in them. So cost-wise, it doesn't really cost you any less. But yeah, I've got the Amazon ones on underneath as well. Right. So let's mix this up. This is gorgeous. This is a tangerine. Alexa, next. So I literally just need a little bit of that after mixing it. Here we go, there's my 6 minutes. Alexa, stop the alarm. Right, and then we're going to put some chunky glitter. In, and then we'll put some of the black in. So there is like a hint of gold in this, but I am going to add the silver and see what that looks like. Look at the sparkle on this. Honestly, it's fantastic. I'll show you the piece that I've just done with this. It's the mum. For some of you that were on the other night, did you see me do the mum like plaque? Thank you, Magix. My kids were like, if I ever see you do that again, you look like one of my eyes. I'm like, no, I don't do it to many. Right, so I'm just adding some of this silver sparkly to it. Right, that should be enough. Shift them out the way. Right, so if we do, these cups hold around 100ml, and then I've got 40ml and 30ml cups, all from Temu. I was sick and tired of coming off my live and having like 9 or 10 silicone cups to clean out. It was driving me mad. Thank you. Do you know, if I'm not making resin, I'm watching somebody else making resin. It, yeah, it sort of takes over your life a little bit. And then you get the shopping habit that comes with it. And I know for a fact I'm not the only one with a shopping habit on here. It's like a Temu addiction. Who else is? See, there she is. There's one of them. Kirsty actually has an Amazon wish list called Tony's Fault. So there we go. Other than Tumblr. Oh, lovely. Oh, I'm glad you found us then, darling. I try and do at least 3 nights a week. I used to do 5, 6 nights a week. Hey, Georgia, thank you for the follow, lovely. Yeah, but I've had to cut it down. I was using sort of up to about 6 litres a week on my live, and it just got silly, you know, that it's more making than selling. I don't do good at the selling bit unless I'm at market stalls or fairs. Right. Look at the colour on that. So some of you that have been with me before will know that looks like a really, really deep colour, and often with the black you get exactly the same thing, but then you pop it on a little bit of tissue and you see that it's still transparent or not quite the colour you want. But no, that's lovely. So just put a little bit on a tissue. A wipe doesn't really give you an accurate colour, but rather than just sort of looking at the stick, if you pop it on a bit of tissue, you can see, she says she drops it everywhere. That's the other thing, Magic, she'll realise, is that 1, I'm really clumsy, and 2, I'm really honest about the products I use, whether affiliated with them or not. Right, let's mix this up. So I thought about doing some gold flakes or some silver flakes with this rather than the orange, but I'm thinking, right, if we sort of stick to an orangey kind of theme with Halloween coming up, because I am a Halloween lover, I haven't started on the Christmas stuff yet. I'm trying banning the word in this house. Do you love it? What did I miss there? Right. Let's see if we can get some of this chunky from the bottom. Right. Just trying to scrape it from round the cup. Right. Remove this back a little bit. I'm just trying to think of somewhere that I can pour, and then like one of my trays. I'll pour the majority of it and then I'll just move it to the front and leave it there, because I know this table's relatively straight. That's the problem when you're doing more than a few moulds. I've got my levelling table that I usually work on, and then I pop it to the side of me, but this table's full. Hey, my lady Vic, you alright, my darling? Thank you for the ice cream. I thought we might as well go for the ice creams because I think our summer's done and dusted, isn't it? Right, so I think we'll go for the orange first. I've got to be careful the amount that I'm pouring, that it doesn't flash cure. Should be all right with this one because it's not just a completely round mould. Right, and then actually we'll put some clear in it. And then we'll pop the black glitter on the top. Just checking I'm not missing anything. Look at the colour on that, that's gorgeous. Right, now if I... Right, don't know whether to just... Yeah, we'll just put the odd bit of black all the way through it. Bringing the orange back up with it. And then there should be a little bit of separation then because of the clear that was put in between. There you go. And then let's pop a little bit more on the top. Right, let me just move this down here so that I've got the space to work again. And then pop a little bit more glitter onto that. Hey Jules, you alright darling? How did last night go? So from what I can gather, Jules has got her own, is it your resin, Jules, or is it a collaboration? Oh, thank you for the rose, lovely. And then, let me make sure this is clean. Right, so again, just the orange. Can pop just a little bit more resin in that and just get the rest of that out. Because these pigment pastes are, even when there's a little bit left in the bottom, if you just stick a little bit more resin in it and mix it up, it's still really pigmented. Loving the Halloween vibes. I know, I love Halloween. So Helena sent a few little bits, Halloween-y bits, that I can't wait to get my hands on, but I'm just waiting for a few extra bits to go with them. It certainly is, Kirst. I'm hearing really good things. So I can't wait to see the people that have bought the resin. Yeah, is it called mould? I know, you and me both. That's where this tangerine pigment come from, and these glitters, funny enough. Right, just poured a little bit of clear into that. So I'm just trying to mix that in just a little bit. And then pour this in. Alright, so I don't want to push it with this one, so I'm going to leave that and then come back and maybe add an orange bottom to that. Hang on, let me do the same again with this. There you go. Always have to keep her busy. I know. You've seen the stage. Well, actually my table is quite neat here, but if you have a look here, it is, yeah. And I don't know what happens. I really don't. 1 minute it's fine, and the next minute it's it's a complete mess. I'm looking for stuff. Right. So with the resin that's left, I'm just going to pop that there. Because like I say, the table is relatively straight. It's only slightly off. So I'm going to use the Mylar flakes for these. Let's take my gloves off because they're full of glitter. I genuinely thought it was okay. Stayed so stressed. I still get them days now. Once I've had a couple of days off, it's like, oh no, what we're going to do, and 10 minutes before I'm trying to find new moulds, and yeah, I know that feeling, Jules. I think no, I've got everything set, and then think at the last minute I'll let me just grab these few little bits, and then I'll grab another cup because I've got some green, some purple and some white, and then like colour shifting chameleon. It isn't Mylar flakes, but it's not far off. One more cup. Oh, there's one there. Right, I might have to take some out the other one. So the other thing that this is good for is not only mixing it, but scraping out the cups. Hang on, let me see if I can move that. So I mean, it looks as if it's empty, but if you scrape along all the edges, you get loads out. Because we all know how expensive resin is, so we don't want to be wasting any. Right. And try and make sure that there's equal amounts. Right. And again, with these ones, if you clean them up straight away, then it's easy enough. It's when they start going, when the resin sort of goes hard on it, it's quite difficult to get off. And these were only off Temu under kitchen spatulas. See you later, Jules. Thank you, my lovely, for popping in. Really appreciate it. She's a darling. I get ever so excited when people like Jules come in. Do you know, when I was looking at the 1 litres, I think they're down to about 26 at the minute. And with the next, the only problem is you can't use the craft resin codes on Amazon. So yeah, if they're doing it through their site, you can use the 10% off code, but I don't think you can on Amazon. Right, so I'm just going to add these mylar flakes to the resin. Start off with that. These little pots are also off Amazon. So most of these come in little packets. So I just add them to, hey Mikey, you all right, lovely? Got another newbie to resin, Mikey. Sent me some pictures the other day, and you know, for his first go, it was really good. Right, got the green ones here. Until I reach the end, I'm gonna start again. Like I say, I haven't. These come in a lot of the starter kits. So I bought some after, so that they've been in a cupboard for probably the last 18 months, maybe. So I was digging them out, and I thought, right, I'll actually use these. I can't remember the last time I used mylar flakes. And they do give a really good finish. Right, let's see if that's enough. Try everything. Might need just a little bit more. What's that? Did I miss something? Hang on, let me see if I can just jump down a sec. Oh, the little pots. Yeah, so like I say, they're on Amazon. They vary. They do them on Temu as well, but I couldn't fit. I'm rubbish with sizes. So I thought, right, okay, we'll go for I think these were the 50ml pots. Or the 50g pots. That's it, 50g pots. I am useless for measurements, honestly. Some of the things I bought from Temu, expecting them to be big, massive things, and they turn out like this. I'm like, right, okay. Like this heart. I bought this off Amazon the other day. Because it was about £7, I thought, surely that's got to be the bigger one. No, I've already got 4 of these. Why do I need 4 of these? 5 of them. All because I'm rubbish with measurements. Yeah, see? I'm glad I'm not the only one. I am really bad with it. I think we need a few more of these ones. But yeah, and you can reuse these pots once they're empty. And generally the packets that come, particularly like the ones off Helena and stuff, they fit perfect, the right amount. No, honestly, Kirsty, it drives me mad. So I just sort of go on price and hope for the best. The funniest thing is the TikTok shop. And I'm thinking, no wonder nobody's buying nothing, because I'm putting in like some things like 5,000 grams. And it's like 50. Now I've actually got a set of scales that weigh stuff so I can put the correct bits in. So I'm like, that probably deters people, the fact that they think it's the size of a bus. But yeah, that's how daft I am. It's all a learning curve. Alright, there we go. And then we've got the white ones. It's all going in together, so it doesn't really matter if you get in. I think the trick with these mylar flakes is not to use too much, and because they float as well rather than completely sink like most glitters, I find they give a really sort of nice effect when they go into each other. So we're going to pop, right, so we've got purple, white, green and blue. So let's have a look at the purpley kind of ones. And I'm going to stick some of these just in a little bit of resin and then put them in. You'll notice whenever I'm putting anything in resin, I generally tend to soak it first, purely because what I don't want to do is put the dry bits in and then add the resin, and then sometimes you end up with like a hole in your work or a dry spot in your work. So I find if flowers, anything, shells, the lot all get dipped in resin beforehand. So what colour we're going to use first? I'll use a little bit of that one, just a tiny bit. Actually, do you know what? I'm probably doing it in the better off doing the purple first, considering they're a little bit purpley. Right, because I've got no clear left. What have I just done there? Have you heard this version? It's not the Madonna version, and I quite like it. Like a prayer. Right, there we go. So I'm just going to pop a few of these in here, because these will sink, because they're like chunky little glass pieces. And then let me see if I've got enough around the edges. Didn't have many of these. It is a tune, isn't it? So these are the little pop moulds with a little like delicate diamante thing on the bottom, and then the lotus mould as well, but I don't think I'm going to have enough for the lotus, so I'm going to have to mix some more up. And then after that, then I'll go and check and see whether they are done in the curing machine. Right, let's use the purple again. I'm going to need a little bit more than that, but we'll use the purple as the first colour. Right, so I'm just going to try and get them all around the edges. These little pots are really cute. I've done a couple with some different colour, like different colour glitters, different colour flakes, so some red and some purple flakes. Even with the lid clear, it looks really effective. And I've done a bright pink one, so a sort of Barbie themed one. Let's get rid of that. Right, there's just enough to go all the way around. Let's try and get them off the top. Right, so I'm going to go in with the purple. I'm going to make sure there's enough for all the colours. Then I'm going to go in with the white. And then I'll go in with the green. And then we'll try putting this on the top. So this has got the one that's going to sink the most, so maybe I should have used this one first, but hey ho. Just to finish it off, I'll try and get a little bit more white in there. There we go. And then with this one, do the same. So the purple. Oh, thank you for the duckling, darling. Every little helps. Like I say, it's not a necessity. Then the white. And then we've got the green. And then we've got this one on top. And then the rest of the white. Right, and then it's just a little short, so we'll just add that into the middle. And then try and add that as well. Right. But rather than mess with it, I'm going to try and keep it like that, rather than mix it about. Right, then move that. And I'm just going to have to move this one up to the edge. Just having a look, right, got a little elephant there. And then I'll whip these gloves off and show you the bits that I did the other night. So I did a live, laugh, love sign. I thought they were all one sign, but it turns out they were all separated. It's the bare necessities. I know, but I can't. I think all my bear molds are full at the minute. Driving far as the garbage. Oh, very nice, Walter. Going anywhere nice? Right, let's see if we can just shift this one up into the corner. Right, I'm going to put the heavy one in first. Let's try and get all this out. And then the white. Do you know, I can't wait to actually get out the house. I haven't been out the house since Friday. So I think I've got a night off tomorrow to go and see me nan. I should know better. I think my back is probably due to a night out on Friday night. When I thought about it, I thought, oh, actually, there were a few moments there where I reckon I could have done my back in more. Oh, see, man of many talents. Does anybody else remember the original of this? Sybil, Walk On By. I've dosed myself up with painkillers again. I should have been at the doctor's at 20 to 9 this morning, but the carer doesn't come till 10, so I've had to rearrange that. But yeah, we're all right, Vic. We're here. Tried to take it a bit easy today. If I'd have had my way, I'd have been on live last night, but the kids were like, Mum, I can't even get out of bed. I'm like, I managed. It's only sitting in the chair. Right, I love the way that this is looking. Let me take these gloves off and show you these little bits as well. Right, so put a lid on that. Try and clean this up a little bit. Oh. Right, so look at the way that these are looking now. You've got the black glitter coming to the surface, and you've got the black and the orange mixing, and then you can just about see where the black's going into the orange on these ones. No, lovely. I've got degeneration of the spine, so it's an issue I've had for years. Sorry. Yeah, so it's just, I have sort of flare-ups where it just puts me in bed for days. Hence, doing this as my business. You know, there's very few employers that will accept the fact that you can't get into work every day. So I thought, right, rather than just sit around and do nothing, no, it's all right, lovely. It's something I do fight against it, but I have got my head around it. Right, let me go and grab these bits, see if they are ready. Yep. Right, I'll leave these just to cool down a sec, and and I can demould them. And we've got a little bear as well. I did this the other night after my table, which still isn't finished, by the way. So it's a book cover to go with my my sets. Okay, Kirst. So I do the rulers with the like little triangle things and the retractors, is it? I'll grab these. So when I was on the other day, I was asked to do if I could do like a flame effect in this photo frame. So we thought, right, we'll use Alcolinks to do it. So first of all, these are the little back to school bits. So it's even got all the little writing and the dots and stuff on. With the book covers, obviously they'll be matching with these, plus a pen and a bookmark as the sets. Lower vertebrae together cause inflammation. I know it's awful, isn't it, Walter? It does you nothing. It does. And then there's a little pot that we used, the green and the silver holographic and the orange together. That was just what was left over. I think that's really pretty. It's a little pencil pot or makeup brush pot. And then this is the one. So you've got the base with the flames. Needs a bit polishing. It's got my fingerprints all over it. And then you get the little photograph and you hang it from the heart here, which I'm working on at the minute. So yeah, I don't know whether you can see the flames in that. So it was yellow Alcolink with red and then orange in the middle, and then I just dragged it through. And then these bits here. So this was a mould kindly donated by Kat, but I loved it. But look at the detail on that. And this is the green and the silver holographic glitter from Resin Dectra. I love that. So I'm thinking I've got the 30 centimetre round boards. So I'm thinking of maybe popping that onto the board with like a background. I could turn it into a clock. I could just do it as a wall art piece. Yeah, and mine, Walter. And then these were the little signs. So we've got a little live, a laugh, and a love sign. So I used Alcolinks and then the white Sinker. You can see where it's dropped down. And then on the back, I've just added some purple glitter, which you can just about see through some of the gaps here. But I love these, so I'm going to do a set of these for my in blacks and greys for my living room. But I honestly thought they were sort of one piece, like that. But clearly not. Right, what else we got? So I'll mix up some more resin. These should be cool enough to demold now. And then these are the other ones. So I've got the one with the googly eyes and the glitter. Moonwood and make an awesome wood engraving tool. Oh, the Mum one. Yeah. So like I said, I've got the 30 centimetre board, so I'm thinking maybe to pop that on there. But the mould was really, really intricate. So I thought, right, maybe I'm going to have some spots on here that maybe, you know, have got bubbles and stuff, but I didn't. So I don't know how these are going to come out. That's cool. So that's the colour shifting Mylar chameleon flakes, these are. And that's then for this coaster holder. And then that one there. And then this one. So with the edges of this one, I'm going to go in with some orange. I'm going to go in with some orange acrylic paint on the edges. Hang on, let me turn this light off. There we go. So you can see like the little indentations here that I'll just add orange acrylic paint to. It does look like a pirate coin, doesn't it? That's what I was thinking. Oh. And then the other one, like I say, has is like this, but I used the clear layer first so you can clearly see the eyeballs in it, and then added the glitter onto the back. But yeah, I love these. Really different as well. As of yet, I've not seen anybody make them. Probably, if I had a good look, I'd probably find somebody. Right, let me try and put these so that they don't lose shape. On that one, so it doesn't get covered in resin. I do love that coaster holder. See you later, Lou. Oh, thank you, my darling. I hope the cat's all right. So for those of you who didn't see it earlier, let me make sure my hands are doubly clean. My gorgeous Lady Victoria. Look at this beauty. So we've got Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Yeah, so I can't show it for too long because I don't think it's sort of copyright. So instead, we're not going to call it Alice. We're going to call it the Mad Rabbit that went down the hole. They are great, and they know. Oh. So I'm trying to drink it so I can show you the glitter in it. And the top, I'd asked for the straw to be coming out the Queen's mouth, and she's done it perfectly. So yeah, check out her site. That's it, the blonde bird with a mad rabbit and a black hole. That's the one. So yeah, I absolutely adore it. And it says, we're all quite mad here, you'll fit right in. So I have warned the kids today. I'm like, you keep your hands off my cup. So I did my first drink in it, and Darcy's like, can I have a sip? I'm like, nope. Get your mitts off it. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, because I just spent ages shaking it. The girls are going, but Mum, you can't shake it when it's full. So I made the fatal mistake of leaving it sit. Right, what else we got? So I will mix them up to do this, because I want to try and do a matching set for the two. So we'll do the same again, and then we're going to paint this with some orange and silver. If I do that first before I mix some resin up, because my plan is, where's the trick or treat one? It's over there. Right, 2 seconds. Oh, see, still not got the room I need. Oh. Alexa, play top 40. So these ones, again, are available off Resin Dectra. Little stencils, so I thought if I paint them and then maybe put them on these plaques that have been resined in black and orange, and they just about fit nicely onto there. So I'm thinking is a nice little, oh, thank you, Walter. That's ever so kind of you, lovely. I'm thinking is a little Halloween plaque that, you can hang on your door, on your front door even. And then obviously this will be resined. And then I ummed and ahed whether to use UV resin on these. But I was told actually it's probably easy to paint it and then maybe coat it with a clear coat. There's also this one, which I absolutely love, the Trick or Treat, and that fits on just about right. So yeah, I've got a few projects over the next couple of days, so this is one of them. So we'll paint that in a sec. And then this is the other one. I've got these. They are metal letters, but they spell the word bar. The B's still on the top and I couldn't get to it. So hang on, that there. Is that right? Yeah. So we've got the A and the R. I've obviously got the B. So these are just metal sheeting, but like they've been stuck on with. It looks like some kind of putty. So I'm thinking of getting the heat gun onto these and just trying to get these bits off. If not, it's going to give me a base for them to stand on anyway. It's quite level. So I might try removing them after. Like that, and then I'm going to give them a quick sand and I'm going to resin these. So whether that'll work or not, I can't see why it wouldn't do. And I also had some of these dropped off as well today, little eyeball stickers, so I thought maybe these would be some like good on some key rings or maybe on the edge of the pots, or hang on, there's a couple of bubbles there. On here, there we go. All right, my darling, thank you for dropping in, Summer. I'll have to start coming on a bit earlier. Right, so let me just mix this paint up and get this done. I don't know if I'll show you my table. Hang on, everything's on it at the minute. Some little marble pocket hooks that are ready to go out. Oh, you can't see. There you go. You see the marbling on that. Right, my table. So this is what my table's looking like so far. So here's the base of it, which is looking really nice. And then I'm also doing not just the top of it, but all the legs as well. So we've got 2 sides done. Let me show you a bit close up. So they're in tones of like blacks, greys with a little bit of glitter. Oh. So by the time that's finished, I think that's going to look really cool. Like I say, people generally just do the top of a table, but I'm thinking, right, if I do all the legs, everything, all the way around, and then see what that looks like. Right, mix these paints up. So this is just normal acrylic paint. And I'm just going to add some silver to it. There we go, there's the machine. So it's just adding a little bit of sparkle to it. It needs just a touch more. There we go. So this is holographic acrylic paint. This is from The Works. There was 5 bottles for £4. So yeah, so I bought 8. So they do 2 different types, like the pastel colours, and then the red, the orange, the blue, the green. And one of them's got a gold and the other one's got a silver in, which are really nice. So we'll do we'll do the trick or treat one. Let's put a bit of tissue down. So I haven't sealed this, so this is probably going to need a couple of coats. But like I say, it's just normal acrylic paint. So I'm just going to do these bits in orange. And then I'm going to do the words in black, I think. Alexa, louder. So I'm just giving it a rough coat at the minute. Make sure it's filling in all the gaps. I think these stencils are really cool. I love The Works. Yeah, and me. Every time we go into The Works, the kids are like, don't let mum go past the one section, and it's like all the sections with all like the buttons and the little crafty bits. And I'm like, no, I need to get to the glitters and all that kind of stuff. Kids are literally pushing me past it. I've got, like I say, I've got an Amazon and a Temu haul. I was a bit disappointed because I ordered a load of moulds off Amazon, and when I had a look, it's going to take longer for them to come than it is for my Temu order to come, which annoyed me just slightly. Probably my own fault for not looking at the delivery, but I just presumed that it would be a lot quicker than Temu. Okay, Walter, thank you for dropping in, lovely. It's been a pleasure. Right, I'll try and get up as far as I can, and then we'll do them bits black. So now I reckon I could have got away with with UV on this. Let's try and get all in the grooves. Right, like I say, it's going to need more than one coat, so I'll just leave that paint there, and every sort of half an hour or so I'll just give it another coat. I might even change my mind and go over it with UV depending on how bright this orange comes up. What will it take for her to see the man behind the tent? Right, put that to one side if I've got space. Along with this cup, the lovely Lady Victoria sent me these moulds as well, which I'm dying to do. So next live we'll have a go at these as well. So they are star sign moulds. But I want to make sure that I've got all the cups and all the colours and stuff all ready for these. Right, let's get this one done to match these. Just put the paint out the way. Right, my gloves. So again, I'm going to double glove quickly. Maybe the things I could do, yeah, you will let something new, and for me, I think they do. Oh yeah, and the crystals. I've got them all in little pots on my shelf already, Vic. It's the first thing I did. I was like, I had them all organised. Actually, do you know what? We could put a few crystals into this rather than make the set. I don't know what you think, because I can always wait and see how this turns out before I make the other one to match. Hey user, you alright, lovely? Yeah, and so we've done some mushroom pots in some tangerine paste with some black, silver and gold glitters together. Then we've been using some mylar flakes and some little sort of diamante bits to do this pot. And then we've just been painting a trick or treat sign that I've got ready to go onto a board. Never come out under 40 quid. Honestly, the crystals, they're fab. So yeah, so maybe we'll use the different crystals in this one. Alright, let me mix some resin up first. Get rid of all these. So you can start again with the mess. Put these gloves on as well. Oh. These nails make it so difficult. I wonder where SB Diamonds is tonight. Honestly, that girl can shop. So for those of you who were not friends with her, SB Diamonds, honestly, some of her Teamy walls are fantastic. She's as bad as I am. I feel like I haven't had a Teamy order for a while. It's been about 3 weeks, to be fair. Normally they're a weekly occurrence. I think for this one we'll try out this Geode Bio or 50% Bio resin. So this is by Geodo. Pass. It's a foreign name. But have anybody used this before? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I've just been showing my Halloween coasters as well. So, was you in the other night when I did the coaster holder with the teeth? Let me get my gloves on and I'll show you. So yeah, so I've got loads of things over the next couple of weeks to do, particularly the Halloween bits. I'm hoping my molds, Alexa, lower. I'm hoping my molds are all going to turn up because otherwise it's going to be gone Halloween and I'm not going to get a chance to use them. I've seen that stuff at Hobbycraft but never used it. It's great, honestly. I think they're £4 for 5 tubs, and they do 2 different types. Don't know why that won't go in there. That'll do. There we go. So this one's got lights in. So there's one of the coasters. This is probably my favourite one. I might do 4 of these, to be fair, to go in it. And then this has got lights in it. Oh, thank you. So I'm good. Actually, do you know what? Next live I do, I want to practice doing some mummy bears. So my intention is to get a couple of the bears that I've already made and then dip some bandages into resin and wrap them around the teddy bear. So that reminds me, that'll be my next mission. So I'm thinking to go with my witch bears, sort of mummy bears. Right, resin. Now I know this is a 2 to 1. I'm sure it's 2 parts A to 1 part B, and there's 300 ml in this total. I can't remember whether I cleaned this one out. Well, that's the inside, the outside. Right, let's use this one. And we'll just make up 250. Right, Alexa, divide 250 by 3. Alexa, divide 250 by 3. 250 divided by 3 is approximately 83.333. 83, right, okay. So we need 83, 166 of one, and 83 of another. Right, I'm going to use this cup. There's mills on these, I think. Right. So we need, what did I say, 166. Alexa, 240 divided by 3. 240 divided by 3 is 80. 80, right, okay. So we need 160 of A. Right. So we've got 160 60, and then with the V up to 240. Now I know you don't have to mix this one as long, so I am going to mix it with this. So I don't know, no, this is a completely new resin, so I'm trying it out now on live rather. I've been hanging on to it to do it on live. So this might be completely disastrous. But you know me, if I'm going to do it, do it properly. It's here. But I thought, right, because it's so full, I didn't want to be overspilling it. Right, Alexa, set a timer for a minute.
1 minute, starting now.
Right, so this only does take 24 hours to cure, or up to 24 hours to cure, considering it's a 2-to-1, but it is very, very thin. So other than the crystals, because I'm not too sure whether you can actually add colour to this or not. I couldn't find it anywhere that you could. So I think with whatever's left, I will add colour to at another point. But so all sorts. Is it Pandora? Yeah. So candle holders, coasters, jewellery, clocks, tables. You name it. I give it a go. And yeah, I mean, there's so many people that won't do things like this on live for the first time. And I completely get why, just in case it is a disaster and it goes horribly wrong. But at the end of the day, we're human and it's all a learning curve, you know. Alexa, pause the alarm. I was thinking maybe one of you've used it at some point. Right, that is clear. I will give it, considering you haven't got it, mix it for that long. You can see the streaks have gone out of it. Right. Crystals. Oh, I've moved everything off the table onto the floor. Right, okay, so I've got loads of different colours. We've got some orange ones, some black ones. Where's the black ones? And then we've got some purple. Right, there you go. So we've got a range. We've got some orange ones, some black ones, some white ones. Then we've got some purple, green, pink, and then different coloured. So we'll see what we can make out of that. Try not to stand on anything. Oh. When are you going to change your username? Who won the last draw? Fran, Cassie. Thank you for the follow, Alison. Right, little cups. So I reckon we can get away with these ones. Right, let's get rid of these. Put all this back in the box. Them little cups might come in handy. Right, so I'm just going to mix in these stones and then pour them into this lotus mould. And then I think after that we will call it a night for tonight. But I'm hoping to be back on, what day are we on today? Tuesday. I'm hoping to be back on Thursday. But I will pop a post off letting people know when I'm back. I've learned now I've got to stop saying I'm going to be on a certain day because I'm like, no, my back completely went. Fran the legend. Honestly, it's been too long. Look at the shoes now and feel awkward. Yeah, definitely, Vic. I'd wait until you feel a little bit up to it, lovely, and then just let me know. So good old Lady Vic taught me how to do these little trees. So I didn't have any crystals with holes in them, and it is an absolute nightmare, trust me, trying to drill holes in little crystals. Just don't bother. Yeah, that'd be great, Vic. Any night's good for me. So yeah, just use little beads. But how cute is that? Honestly, my head, once I got my head round it, it was fine, but for a while it was like, nope. Right, let me get these in. So there's the coloured ones. Some purple, some blue, some black, some orange, and some pink. Right. I think this mould takes a little bit less than 250. 180 I think it takes, if I'm right. Right. We've got some coloured ones. Then we'll use some of the blue ones. Some of the purple ones. Some pink. No, I'm no good with the names of these. No. I managed to get it out. I'm no good with the names of these, so this one's down to you. No, not with this particular one you don't. And usually you do. This one, from what I can gather, is relatively quick. And we've got the black. And the orange. SOS. Somebody rescue me. I know, sad. This is having kids for you. Right, so I'm just going to mix this in like I would do normal epoxy resin. And you can see all the bubbles rising up right to the top. So I don't know whether this, I presume it is epoxy resin, so I am going to try and pop a little bit of alcohol on it. I've got any more black ones. So like I say, I'm no good with the names of these, but I'm sure if you wanted to know what they were called, I'm sure Lady Vic will be glad to help. There we go. I'll have to shout you in a bit, Vic, so you can let me know which is which. I don't want to use them all. Let me get this out of the way. So you can see the bubbles all coming to the top. Like I say, I find this much easier than just dropping the stones into resin. I very, very rarely have the dry spots that you end up with. You can sometimes end up with flowers if you don't dip them in resin first. Right. I've got a spoon here somewhere. Right, let's see if we can try this. That's going to take me forever. Right, I think the best bet is to lift it up and try and just put them in the flat one. Just try and put them into the lotus shapes. This is very, like really, really thin viscosity resin. Right, and then I'm just going to pour a little bit in just to get right to the ends. Right, there's one done. Now this is going to go, I don't know, but we'll give it a go as much as we can. And then I'll put it on its front and finish it off. Right, there we go. So far so good. Right. Just trying to get them into the grooves. If this works, then I reckon this is going to look pretty cool. Cheers, Kirst. Right, there's that one. And we'll use these big ones. Right, and in this bit. Right, so far so good. We'll use the pink ones. And then I'm going to have to find another mould just to finish the rest of this off in. Nearly. Yeah, they're fine, darling. They're both in Bear's room at the minute. I can hear them nattering. They were supposed to go to dance tonight, but they couldn't get a space. It was fully booked, which I think is a bit out of order, you know, considering the kids go every week. And she's just got that many kids now that it's sort of on a first come, first served basis. I just think, actually, you know, what about the kids that have been going for months? Right, so is that enough? Is every one of them filled? I think they are. Right, so I'm just going to just top them up with all of them now, like a mix. Right, I'm just trying to fill it up as much as I can. These are gorgeous, the mixture of these. And some more black ones. This is going to be one for you, Vic. Yeah, it is, isn't it? And I think, you know, especially like the ones that are on the competition team, they can't get a space. And I think because there's so many little ones as well, she needs to start doing like a teens one, maybe. If they can't get a space next week, I'll have a word with the dance teacher. I mean, I can think of better things to do than to swing around on a hoop for an hour, but the girls seem to enjoy it. Right, so I think... Right, let me try and squeeze all these ends. Make sure that there's at least some sort of resin in them, as well as the stones. Right. And get all the bubbles up to the top. Right, and then what have we got? Do you know what? We'll use this. I was going to use this for a beach scene, but we'll use it for this instead. Like I say, I've got 5 of them. I'm hoping so. See, but this is the one thing I do have patience with, Kirst. That's the thing. Everything else, I'm like, no, hit the roof. But I can literally sit for hours with this. Right, let me try and... Just make sure there's enough resin in that. I'm going to try and get all the stones out first before I start pouring the resin in, she says. There's not a lot left in that one. Just pour some of that resin off. And then again, pour some of that resin off. And see what we come up with. I will use this resin just to top it up, but let me just try and get the stones in first. There we go. Thank you. I hope so. Like I say, I've never used this resin before, so I'm hoping that it's gonna cure. And I'm not going above the amount that it suggests. Right, okay. So I just need a few more in there. Where's the black ones? That's it, and this one. There's all like stones under it at the minute. There we go. Let's mix them up. Right, there's a few more of them to it. Alright, my darling, I'm not going to be far off myself. Let me just get these in here. Just use the rest of this resin and I'm going to jump off. Right, so like I say, I'm hoping that, but thank you for joining us. So for those of you that have just joined, this is the Geodo Bio resin. So I will let you know how I get on with it. What else we got to hand? Right, we've got a little bulb here that I can. Now this might be a good place to add some colour to this and see if the colour works with it rather than the stones. So what should we add? Yeah, we'll add some purple resin pigment. Right, see how we get on with that. So this is the purple pigment by Resin Detra. Is this the transparent one? No, this is solid. Right. Let's pour that into there. And see what happens there. Right. And we need to just alcohol. Let me take these off. There you go. Reason for double gloving, or one of them anyway. Right, alcohol. Right, actually I've got the heat gun here. Let's have a go with that. Right, so the measurements were fine. So if this doesn't cure, then it's right. I'll just have a little mess with this a sec because I can see a few bubbles gathering on the stones. I can't wait to see this finished. If it actually works, I'll be buzzing. If not, I'll have to try it again with normal epoxy and see how we get on with that. Right. Is there a lot of bubbles? Not at the minute. There seemed to be like a film on the top, but I've just stirred it and then hit it with the heat gun, and they seem to have disappeared, Kirst. So yeah, I will let you know how we get on. I'll put some pictures up on a post and just let you know how I got on with it. I don't know how different this one is. I know this one's got 50% bio on it and this one hasn't, so I think that might be the main difference, but there's loads of these. I even picked up thinking that it was Resincrete, resin plaster geodo, which I'm going to give a go as well. So that apparently creates like concrete rocks. Such. Why have I got orange pigment paste up my wall? All right, okay. All right, Vic. Yeah, so far so good. There doesn't seem to be, any excessive bubbles, hardly any bubbles at all, to be fair. If I could find my alcohol, then I'd let you know whether that works on it as well. But I can't see why it wouldn't do, because it's still epoxy resin. And this one, this doesn't look as if there's any bubbles in this one either, but you never can tell until you demold them, can you? So yeah, so tonight I think that's me. So we've done the orange and black glittery pots, which should be ready tomorrow. Before I go to bed, I'll just stick an extra top on this mushroom one here, just to sort of bring that up to level. This one and this one take 24 hours to cure, so I'll have to keep these a bit longer than these, because these take between 12 and 15 hours really I can demold at. If I stick them on my curing machine for like half an hour just to finish them off. So this one was Hobbycraft, and these ones were on sale. They are about £30 a box, but I managed to get them at half price, so that's the only reason I bought them really. No, not me. Like I say, if these turn out, I'm going to be really, really pleased. I've also done the pot with the Mylar flakes. If that's got the 4 different colours in, and then obviously these pots here. I think we've got a bear to demold here. There we go. So this was a black and silver sparkly one. Depending on how this comes out, and whether I use one of these for my mummy moulds. So if you're struggling to get the moulds out, little tip, not just alcohol, but you can use baby oil. Baby oil helps loads to get them out. Once you can get it over the one bit of the head, it's all right. Oh, nearly there. There we go. How cute is he? So that was just black mica powder with the floating gold in his belly. As you can see, and it goes all the way through there. I do actually quite like this one, so I don't know whether to make this one into a witchy bear or to pop some. Actually, I do quite like him. What do you think, Das?
Oh, yeah.
That's the one you didn't like.
Oh!
Like it?
Yeah.
There's a massive daddy long legs on the water. Can you try and kill it? It's like huge. Honestly, no word of a lie, it's like that. If I leave it there, it's going to eat me at night, I swear. It's huge. Right, yeah, so, and then we've got the pots and the photo frame. There is just enough for me to be able to stick a photo and a top layer on this once this is done. So if anybody is interested, if it works, just drop me a message and send me a photo. Lady Vic says hello, baby.
Hey, Victoria!
You'd swear she's going clubbing. She's dressed to the nines. Yeah, so I think that's me for tonight. I've probably got a good half an hour trying to tidy up this mess and the floor. So hang on. Oh no, I'm not going to get... but I will pop a video up of this, Vic, and tag you into it. She said, hey. So yeah, once again, thank you for your gifts. Thank you for your support. Thank you for coming and watching me. Can you tell me to use inks, please? Hey Andreas UK, I'm just about to come off, love. I don't understand Davy Locks. Oh, if you can use inks with it, you mean? How to use inks? Right, so you on about alcohol inks or you on about coloured inks? So the transparent ones or the alcohol inks? Because the processes are slightly different. Alcohol. Right, so here I've got a load that I did earlier. And what I'm trying to do is the Petri dish effect with these. So all I've done with these, you can see the slight swirls on them. I'm hoping that the other side, they look as if they've done what I wanted them to do. So with these ones, I just used a 1-to-1 ratio epoxy and mixed it up as you normally would. I then left it for 10 minutes, poured it straight into the mould. I poured the alcohol inks in drops.
Stop.
Hang on. So I dropped the alcohol inks in. Let me turn the light off. And then I use a Sinker white. So a lot of it depends on the white that you're using. I use Pinata white for colouring my work, but I use the Octopus ink for the sinking whites. It's full of my fingerprints at the minute, so it needs a good polish, but hang on. There are posts up on my, you can't really see it because of this light, but there are posts up on my page, lovely. Yeah, this one was alcohol inks as well. Like I say, you can see it better. This light's rubbish. But yeah, if you have a look on my page, there's a decent picture up of that. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah, so then I just added the white Sinker, and then I left it for an hour and 10 minutes with craft resin. Then I did the swirls. So yeah, I was really pleased with the flames. Like I say, you can't really see it on camera at the minute because this light's rubbish, but there are some decent photos up on my page. Right, I've got a load of packing to do, as in parcel packing. So I will catch you all, I'm saying probably Thursday now, but I will pop a post up when I'm on next. So yeah, thank you all for the little ice creams and the rest of your gifts, and yeah, for your support, and thank you for sitting and watching me. Good night, everybody. I'll catch you soon. Sweet dreams, Vic. Night.